Good evening. You're listening to Quiet Sleep Cat, a calm place for slow stories and gentle rest. You don't need to focus. Just relax and let the night carry you. The road is familiar again tonight, and this time May walks it with a quieter heart. The bridge waits in its usual place. The lantern above it burns with patient gold. The stone path curves beyond the rail and follows the wall toward the row of small houses. The air is cool. The sky is clear. Nothing in Moonlight Town seems hurried. May steps onto the bridge and slows without deciding to. She has crossed here many times. She has crossed with baskets, letters, folded cloths, and ordinary thoughts. Tonight, she carries only the memory of the darkened window. And that memory is no longer sharp. It has settled into understanding. The upper window is still unlit when she sees it. It rests above the darker middle of the road, quiet behind pale curtains. No warm square answers from the glass. No late lamp softens the wall below. And yet, May does not feel the same hollow she felt before. The absence is still there, but it has been named gently now. She knows it is not only her own feeling. She knows the road has been remembered by others too. In small remarks, in glances, in the way steps moved a little quicker where the familiar light used to rest. Breath in and out. She enters the darker stretch. The bridge lantern behind her gives one kind of warmth. The bend ahead promises another. Between them, the old middle remains quieter than it once was. Still safe, still known, only less softly divided. May looks up at the dark pane. She does not wonder who is inside. She does not imagine stories that do not belong to her. The room remains private. The window remains its own. The road below it remains shared. Those truths now stand together without troubling one another. It is possible, she thinks, to miss a light without claiming it. It is possible to understand a comfort without demanding that it return in the same form. The old window had helped the road, but the road does not need to be loved by that exact window forever. It needs what the window once gave: a soft middle, a point of warmth, a place where the eye can rest and the body can feel, without words, that the way home is still being kept. She walks on slowly. The night does not answer her. It does not need to. The road has become a question that is no longer urgent. A quiet question. The sort Moonlight Town often answers not with speech, but with placement. With a lamp moved slightly lower. With a shelf left within reach. With a cloth folded before morning. With one small thing set where it can help. Tonight, May does not know yet what that answer will be. She only knows that the road is ready to receive it when it comes. Before long, the town begins to speak of the road in its usual, gentle way. Not in meetings, not in announcements, not with worry. Only in the small sentences people leave behind while doing other things. At the bakery, Mrs. Imai wraps 2 loaves near the end of the evening. The front lamp is low. The counter is almost clean. May has stopped by only to return a folded cloth, but the road rises naturally into the room between them. It feels deeper past the bridge these nights, Mrs. Imai says. She does not say it sadly. She says it the way someone might mention that winter has settled into the stones. A simple noticing. A true one. May nods. It does. Mrs. Imai ties the final ribbon and glances toward the window. That upper light used to make the middle of the walk feel shorter. The words are not large. That is why they fit. The middle of the walk. Shorter. Warmer. Less alone. The town does not need many words when the right ones arrive softly. Later, at the library steps, Miss Elin closes the front door and pauses with the key still in her hand. The street beyond the square is quiet. The bridge lantern shines, but the farther stretch waits in deeper blue. I keep looking for it, she says. May knows at once which light she means. They do not discuss who lives behind the window. They do not wonder aloud why it has gone dark. Miss Elin only looks down the road and adds, "Some lights become part of closing time." That sentence stays with May. Closing time. The hour when shops put their warmth away. The hour when people step from bright rooms into darker streets. The hour when a small window, still lit above a road, can make the outside feel less abruptly outside. Breath in and out. A day later, the post office clerk says something similar while lowering the front lamp. "The road still leads home," he says, almost to himself. "Only now it takes a little more trusting." May does not answer too quickly. There is no need. She only stands near the doorway and lets the sentence find its place among the others. Darker. Shorter. Closing time. A little more trusting. None of these remarks becomes a plan. Moonlight Town rarely begins care by naming it directly. It begins with people noticing the same small absence from different corners of their lives. A baker sees the walk shorten or lengthen by warmth. A librarian hears the end of the day change. A clerk feels the trust required in the darker stretch. Each has received the road differently. Each has missed the light differently. By the end of the week, May understands that a quiet agreement has begun to form. Not agreement about what to do. Not yet. Only agreement about what was true. The road had lost something gentle. The road still deserved gentleness. And because enough people had noticed, the thought no longer belonged to any one person. It belonged to the town. Softly. Without ceremony. Like all the best things there. From there, May begins to understand something simpler than she first imagined. The road does not need the old window to become exactly what it was. It does not need the past repeated. It does not need a private room to remain awake for the sake of public comfort. What it needs is smaller and kinder and easier to honor. A gentle middle, a small point of warmth, a human measure placed between the bridge and the bend. May thinks of this as she walks the road again near dusk. Not yet night, not fully day. The sky holds a deepening blue. The bridge lantern has just been lit. The upper window remains dark, but the road does not feel like an unanswered problem tonight. It feels like a place waiting to be understood correctly. The mistake, she realizes, would be to think only in terms of replacement. This light for that light. This window for that window. One exact thing restored to its exact former place. But Moonlight Town has rarely cared for things that way. It listens first to the need beneath the object. A letter was never only paper. It was arrival. A lantern was never only flame. It was return. A notebook was never only a book. It was room for wishes. And the window she now sees was never only a lit pane above a quiet house. It was a resting point in the road. It was the road feeling less unbroken in its darkness. It was the middle being warmed just enough for late steps to relax. Breath in and out. May stops beside the wall and looks down the length of the street. From this angle, she can see why the old light mattered. The bridge glows behind. The bend waits ahead. Between them, the road stretches in one cool blue line. Beautiful, yes. Peaceful, yes. But a little too continuous now. A little too much night without a pause. A pause. That is the word that helps her. The road needs a pause. Not brightness. Not attention. Not anything bold enough to change the nature of the street. Only a pause in the blue. A modest point where the eye may settle before walking on. She thinks of a shaded lamp, a small lower window, perhaps a porch light, but not too strong. Something placed low enough to belong to the road, not high enough to imitate the old room. Something warm enough to soften the middle, but quiet enough not to disturb the houses. The idea does not arrive like a solution. It arrives like the shape of a solution. Still vague, still gentle, still waiting for the town to touch it from more than one side. May continues toward home with that thought, not rushing it, not turning it into a task. She has learned by now that in Moonlight Town, the right answer often appears only after several people have made space for it, without demanding it too soon. The road does not ask to be fixed. It asks to be remembered with care. And now, at last, May can tell the difference. A few evenings later, when she reaches the darker middle again, something small has changed. first, May does not see it directly. She only feels the road alter beneath her attention. The stretch is still quiet. The upper window is still dark. The bridge lantern still shines behind her. And yet, the middle no longer feels quite as continuous as it did before. She slows. Then she notices it. Not above the road. Not high behind the pale curtains. Lower, closer to the bend. A small, warm lamp rests behind a downstairs window in one of the modest houses near the wall. It is not the old light. It does not try to be. That is the first thing May feels. The glow is lower, softer, and more sheltered. A shade covers the lamp. The glass blurs the edges. Only a gentle amber square reaches the street, spreading just enough warmth over the stones to loosen the deeper blue around it. May stands still. The new light is not bright. It does not announce itself as helpful. It does not flood the street or call attention to the house. It simply rests there, at the right height and the right distance, where the road had begun to feel longest. For a moment, she only breathes. Breathe in and out. The effect is subtle, but it is real. The bend now feels a little nearer. The wall no longer seems to hold one uninterrupted shadow. The road has a small resting point again. Not the same one, but one that answers the same need. May thinks of Mrs. Imai saying the walk felt deeper. Miss Elin saying some lights become part of closing time. The post office clerk saying the road now took more trusting. She thinks of how the town had spoken gently around the absence, not arranging a grand answer, not forcing the old window to return, only allowing understanding to gather until some quiet hand, somewhere, placed warmth where it could help. She does not know whose lamp this is. She does not need to know. It may belong to the house by the wall. It may have been moved from a back table. It may be lit only for this evening, or for a few evenings, or for many. The lamp's private story can remain private. Its effect on the road is already clear. The new light does not erase the old one. May is glad of that. The upper window still belongs to memory. It still marks the place where the road first taught her what absence could reveal. But now, beneath that memory, the road receives something present, something gentle enough to stand beside what was lost without pretending to be it. A late walker passes on the far side of the street. He does not stop. He only glances once toward the lower window, then continues. But his steps change slightly after he passes the glow. The difference is too small to call dramatic. Still, May sees it. A small loosening, a small trust returned to the body. She smiles, not widely, just enough for the road. She stops where the road once felt longest. This is the place, the middle between bridge and bend, the place that had felt hollow when the upper window first went dark, the place that had taught her how much one small light could matter without frightening the night at all. Now the new, lower lamp rests nearby. Its glow reaches the stones differently. The old upper window had watched over the road from above. This one sits closer to the level of walking. It does not replace the old warmth. It meets the road in another way. Lower, quieter, almost like a hand placed near, but not on the shoulder. May looks from one window to the other. The upper dark pane remains part of the street's story. The lower warm one has begun another part. Between them, the road feels layered rather than repaired. It carries memory and present care at the same time. That is the completion she had not expected. Not a return to before, not a perfect restoration. A gentler arrangement. A new point of warmth placed where the meaning of the old light had become clear. Breath in and out. The road feels held again, not in exactly the same way, but enough. Enough for the eye to rest. Enough for the darker stretch to have a middle. Enough for late steps to know they are still moving through a place that has been noticed. May thinks of how much of Moonlight Town is made from such enoughness. Enough bread left warm. Enough space on a shelf. Enough light at a bridge. Enough time for a tired person to sit before morning begins. Enough quiet for a lost song to almost return. And now, enough glow in a lower window for a road to feel gently remembered. The night seems to settle around that understanding. The new lamp does not disturb the dark. It gives the dark kindness. The shadows remain deep. The sky remains blue. The bridge lantern still keeps its distance behind her. But the long, unbroken feeling has softened. The road breathes differently. May lets herself stay there. She does not need to say thank you aloud. She does not need to know who should hear it. The gratitude belongs to the arrangement itself, to the lamp, to the window, to whoever lit it, to the town that had noticed without making noise, to the road for waiting until care could return in a form that respected everyone. A little wind moves along the wall. The lamp does not flicker. The glow remains steady through the glass. Not large, not permanent in any promised way, only present tonight. And tonight is enough. May feels the arc of the past few nights settle inside her. First, the noticing, then the missing, then the shared remembering, and now this quiet answer. Not the same light, but a light left for the road. The words come to her slowly and then rest. Some comforts return by becoming themselves again. Others return by becoming something slightly new. At last, she leaves the road with the feeling that it has been gently remembered. She walks past the lower lamp and continues toward the bend. The glow follows for a little while, not with brightness, but with a soft sense of company. Then it falls behind, as all lights do when a person walks on. At the bend, May turns back. The scene is simple. The bridge lantern in the distance, the dark upper window above the wall, the smaller warm lamp lower down, resting near the street. The road between them no longer looks exactly as it once did, nor does it look empty. It looks cared for in the present tense. That is what moves her most. The old light had belonged to its room. It had given more than it knew. The new light belongs to another room, another evening, another private life. Yet it has been placed where the road can receive it. No one has taken from the old window. No one has demanded that a private room remain awake. The town has simply learned where warmth was needed and left a little there. May begins walking again. Home waits ahead. Behind her, the road keeps its new, gentle middle. She thinks about how rarely care needs to be large in order to matter. A small lamp, a low shade, a window not quite closed to the street. Enough. Breath in and out. By the time she reaches her own door, the thought has become very clear. It was not the same light, but the road did not need the same light. It needed to be gently remembered. She looks back one final time. From here, she cannot see the new lamp clearly, only the direction of it. Only the knowledge that, somewhere along the road, a soft point of warmth now rests where the night had grown too continuous. That knowledge is enough to change the way the whole lane feels. Inside, May sets down her shawl. The room is cool and quiet. She lights her own small lamp and leaves it low. Not for the street, not on purpose. Only because, after these nights, she understands more deeply how warmth travels farther than the hand that places it. Outside, Moonlight Town settles into sleep. The bakery rests. The post office dims. The library windows hold darkness. The bridge lantern keeps its patient gold. And on the road between bridge and bend, one small lower light glows softly behind glass, giving the night a gentler middle. The upper window may remain dark, or perhaps someday it may shine again. Either way, the road has learned something. The town has learned something too. A comfort can be missed. A comfort can be understood. And then, without noise, a new form of care can be placed where the old warmth once helped. In Moonlight Town, even a road can be quietly cared for, if someone remembers where the light once belonged. And tonight, the road is not the same as it was before. It is not exactly as it used to be, but it is gently held again. Good night, and sleep well.